Welcome to the CFG Game Cast, episode number 137, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Fridays. Wow, Saturdays. My goodness, I'm crazy. Fridays, and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love. Give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast services out there, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davies Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
Man, I mean, besides hating the fact that I'm a woman at the moment, I played the quarry this week. I then had to cancel stream all week because I was not feeling so great. And but last Saturday, Smitty let me borrow his child for the day.
Yeah.
And she went and made friends with my middle goddaughter Harley, so that was lovely. Because she's not been having a good time with the friends communicating with her at all. It's hard because I don't think kids understand the concept of like I'm sick, but I'm not, like I don't have a cold. I'm just gonna be like this, unfortunately, the rest of my life. So it was good to know that, little Smitty is a wonderful little human, and that her and Harley could connect like that. So I really appreciated that. And then, today I ran around town getting stuff figured out because my dad croaked. So I went to his house and someone broke in. So that was fun. I grabbed
Wait. Did anyone? So was anything stolen or what happened?
So long story short, the back door, we had unlocked it for some reason, and then it wouldn't, like the little thumb latch wouldn't relock. We couldn't re-engage it. So I took some computer cables and made like this crazy like contraption for the two door handles and then deadbolted them with little locks together. So if you tried to open the door, unless you had a knife, you couldn't get in. Well, said person had a knife and cut the cables, and I had come to check the mail. I opened the door and I'm about to run up the stairs to use the restroom, and I see that the back door has been cut. I was like, fuck, man. So I call Adam, like, I gotta call the cops. If I don't answer my phone in an hour, someone got me. So yeah, I locked my stuff.
Did you replace the door, or what if you replace the back door?
Because it's in probate. So thankfully, I'm a fucking handyman, and I fixed that shit all by myself. It took me an hour and a half, but I did it. And a couple YouTube videos later. But no, nothing was taken. I think what happened is maybe like someone who's homeless spent the night, because clearly someone cleared off the bed. But the cops got there and double checked the areas that I didn't go into, because I didn't have my knife on me, so I was like, I'm not gonna risk getting a butcher knife. So I called the cops, and as they came, I was working on the back door, and I showed him. He was like, "So somebody may have come in." I'm like, "No, they did for sure, but I don't think they're here now. But I locked the garage, so if they're in there, can you check, please?" But my dad's equipment's freaking heavy. Like I can't even get a keyboard out by myself. They're 60 pounds. So nobody stole anything that I could tell, unless they stole some of my dad's clothes. It definitely went through his laundry, but I don't know. It was weird.
Oh my God.
So
well, at least everything is all right for now, but definitely
it's just one thing after another. I can't win.
Yep.
I can't win. And I'm a girl? Nope. No. I'm turning into a boy. That's it. I'm going to sea monkey into a boy. So, fun fact.
There it is.
Sea monkey yourself to a boy?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They can change
Hey,
sex.
Lex.
Yes.
Do you know who?
Please say it. Oh, please say it. Do it.
I can't. I can't even. I don't want to say that. That would be too mean. I was going to say, you know who is an avid Cyclops lover?
Oh, I know.
Nice this time.
His name is. You used that one already.
The 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's going on, Smitty? I know that was a pretty lame one for you today.
No, that's all right. Doing well, my friend. We are over here living our best Cyclops life. No, it's been an absolutely crazy week. In terms of just living life things and stuff. I'm feeling a lot better, which is nice. I had a meeting with this company about this NFT MMORPG. And
oh my God.
Yeah, so I was like, so again, like I understand what NFTs are, but like I feel like I still don't have that good grasp of what they are. And I feel like a good way for me to then learn about them is to jump in and be like, all right, and might as well do it as a game. So I'm checking out this game called Big Time. I have a training or something with somebody here this weekend that already plays the game, is going to kind of like, hold my hand and take me through stuff and whatnot. And then we'll see what happens from there. So that'll be interesting. I was like, and it's an MMO RPG, so it's I haven't gotten a lot of time. I played a little bit of it, but I haven't really jumped in or anything. Kind of messing around with that. I've kind of, it's been weird. Like I've got all these games. No, not World of Rift or World of NFT. Yeah. So I did a little bit of Destiny, obviously a new Severance mission and all that stuff, progressing in the story, doing the grind. And then I played a little bit. I started up that new Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, the second one.
Is it the second one?
Yeah, it was a part 2 of the first one that happened like 3 years ago, but then there was a new second one that came out.
Okay,
I forgot what it's called.
So
like,
Dreams
Never Die or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I've kind of been enjoying that because that game wasn't working for me. And then the other day, Lex and Dustin and I all got back on Grounded, and we've been working our way through Grounded a little bit. We've got room for a 4th. If anybody wants to love on us, holla at your boy.
Yeah. The mosquitoes are a problem.
Yeah, so we're doing things in there. So it's been good, gaming wise. Nothing too major. Some work things and stuff like that. So all good in the neighborhood. Just keeping our head above water and trying to do things, make it through every day. Every day is a surprise now. What about you, man? Right. It's just like,
oh my God. Dude, like it's been a really crappy week for overall, and like I have not touched the game this week, which just sucks because I really wanted to play some Final Fantasy 9 to finish it up. Mm-hmm. But I was too busy with other stuff. But before I go even into that, I want to give a big shout out to my friend Johnny Dela Cruz, who just had a baby girl, who named his girl Jubilee.
Oh,
his name is Jubilee.
Congratulations!
Congrats, man.
Try to get her full name. Oh yeah, Jubilee Kate De La Cruz. So congratulations to him. This is his third kid.
You just doxed that baby.
Oh well, they don't know where she lives. They don't know.
That's a beautiful name, though. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it because I was totally thinking it.
I was thinking that too, but you know what? It's like, how many Dela Cruzes are there? But then again, though, too, who knows? So there you go. Good luck. Yeah, so very good. But congratulations to my friend. Yeah, I know, right? She's done nothing. She's like, she's 8 minutes years old. She's 8 minutes old. But so it was really cool. For some good news there. Then also folks who met me over at Dallas Fan Expo. Thank you. It was really, really cool seeing. I was just talking to see how cool it was for folks who listens to the show to say hello, welcome, greet, and stuff. So definitely love that. Hopefully there'll be an episode where we all three are there. That would be great. But we'll see. But we'll definitely see. But then other than that, though, I mean, I've just been busy just trying to get things going for new locations and stuff before it's too late. I was thinking about messing around with some Monster Hunter today, but maybe just do it tomorrow. I just not in the mood to.
Wait, which Monster Hunter do you play?
Monster Hunter Rise.
Dude, I totally have that. I think I got it because of you. I've only played it like PC? Once. No, I totally have it on Switch.
Oh yeah, no, I got it on PC. I got it on both, but I'm playing it on PC because it's so much better.
Well, of course, dude.
It's just so much better loading times and stuff. I'm just like, oh my God, I don't have to wait on anything on this. And no, it's great. It's great. I can't. Yeah, it's good. But a game like World, like I'm retired on World. Like there's no way I can start all that stuff over again.
No, I get it.
Yeah. So no, but I've been playing you though. But other than that, it's been pretty pretty straightforward, so so let's just go with it. So I know the other one talk about some Monster Hunter strategies with me, so let's just go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion of the previous week of the world of video games. The topic would or could be about a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry, and we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers on twitch.tv/CFG Games, to be a part of the conversation. So by all means, if there's something that you want to chime in about or what we talk about, by all means, type it inside the chat. We would love to talk it with you. So let's just get into it. So if you weren't following us on the social medias on CFG, that's okay. Also if you are not an avid listener, that's okay. But you know where I pretty much stand. Folks knows where I pretty much stand in the world of Bobby Kotick and Activision Blizzard. It's no surprise. Yeah. Like, long story short, I have no love lost for this man. I think he's a piece of shit. I think like overall, like how he has always treated the business, how he's been. I understand this is a money grabbing business, so I can't fault him on that. I'm trying to get that money, but the underhanded tactics, the shadiness, the sexual harassment charges, all the craziest that happened was all under his watch. He basically was the man that led the downfall of Blizzard in a sense, in my opinion. And plus he was a part of that said downfall too. So like the man is garbage, and he's not, and I don't think that he is like suitable to lead a company like Blizzard. Well, they really fooled me on this one, but apparently that is not the case of the board of directors, because apparently on Kotaku there was a story that came out earlier this week saying that Bobby Kotick is going to be staying on Activision Blizzard's board and is going to be remaining as the CEO until the buyout happens with Microsoft itself. So I am it doesn't affect me personally, but it just irritates me when shitty people that are not held accountable. And when you see this kind of stuff and you see this kind of story, because you remember a long time ago when they were like saying that Kotick will still stay as CEO, and he has plans to set the sexual harassment or the disparity between women and stuff like that in the gaming workspace in Blizzard and stuff, that he was going to correct it. And then my rebuttal was, how are you going to have someone that's going to try to correct it when they were the problem in the first place? That led into their watch. How can you trust someone like that? And then he was on a 10-month hiatus from doing any kind of decision making, even throughout the process of when Microsoft made the announcement that they were going to be buying Activision Blizzard out. So I just think overall, I was thinking, okay, so what they're going to do is that they're going to coast. They're going to just coast it, have the second highest man in charge, do whatever the hell they're wanting to do, and then just leave it at that until whatever happens. Nope, I was wrong. Apparently, they're thinking that Kotick is still the man to be on this, and I am just sick. I'm just sickening, man. It was just really it really pisses me off that it's you know what? It already pisses me off that he's already going to get a bonus for this merger trade. Nothing I could do about that. Fine, but the bigger fact of the matter is that once it's done, hopefully he's out. But or he's out for good. But overall, to say that he's still going to be the guy that will still make decisions for this kind of business, because look at it right now, they still have IPs that are coming out. I mean, Overwatch 2 is coming out in October. Diablo Immortal, even though that bullshit phone game still raised a lot of money throughout its 1 month's time, but still, right. It's still decision making. You got Modern Warfare 2 that's coming out in the fall and stuff like that. It's still going to be under his damn watch, and it's but why are you going to give it to a person who is perpetually that's basically ruined his career personally towards this, and you're thinking that it's perfectly fine giving back power to him. Doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So this guy really pisses me off every time I see this stuff, and then you're just treating him, allowing him to just pretend that none of the shit that's happened in the past year and a half of how he basically led down a prestigious company like Blizzard to a path where it is now today, where people do not respect it, that it's the level of respect to what it was like before all of this is now still leading all of this. So I kind of wanted to get y'all's opinion and what y'all's feels on this. Is like, what do y'all like? Where do you stand? I know you were playing like a little bit of a devil's advocate earlier, Smitty. Not time to throw you under the bus, but like I was trying to see the point.
I'm curious what Lex's thoughts are on this.
I have a lot. So, if you guys don't know, Smitty and I, we rekindled our friendship essentially another way too, but playing Overwatch. Like I would get home and immediately log on. That was my release from the day. And we would play hours and hours and hours. I was gone for one weekend and they got a new healer. It's fine. I'm still salty about it. But I was a Lucio main. I absolutely loved the game. Of course it was toxic, and that's just kind of how games are, especially if it's a group game where you all have to work together to eventually meet a goal, right? They're going to be toxic. COD's just as toxic. However, when a woman at your company kills herself because of the culture inside of said company, why isn't he being held accountable for that, right? Why isn't the sexual harassment on him? At the end of the day, he was perpetuating this culture inside their company and letting it fly. You can't tell me he didn't know about this. And he's made commentary at, conventions about women who are cosplaying and seeing boobs and all of this. So, I have no love for that man. If he gets hit by a car tomorrow, I will not shed one goddamn tear. But here's the thing. When Overwatch 2 was coming out, before all of this happened, I was very excited. Again, I loved the game. It was my release from the world. However, I'm not going to play it until the merger's done, because honestly, at this point, look, at the end of the day, these people, regardless of the harassment, they worked really hard on this game, and that is their accomplishment. But to get to that accomplishment caused a lot of heartache and pain for so many people that, to me, I'm not interested. I'm not interested until the merger is done. I'm not interested, and I'll probably never play it on stream because I don't want to promote a culture like that. You know what I mean? And it sucks because there's games that I do like. For instance, I want to be a fucking wizard, but I hate J.K. Rowling. So again, if I play that, I will be offline. No one will ever know that I'm a wizard, and I'm not playing it on stream because I don't want to put money in that woman's pocket. She's already gotten a lump sum from it. But at the end of the day, for me, I feel like if I play it, I'm showing that I forgot already, and that I'm okay with it at the end of the day because, they're being bought out. They're not bought out yet. They're not bought out. Mm-mm. And the culture hasn't seemed to change, because then it got brought up again that it was still, they were telling people to shut their mouths and not talk about it. I'm sorry, what? No. If you're being sexually harassed in your workplace, they're doing pub crawls in the workplace underneath your desk and making commentary. A woman freaking died, dude. Like, I'm not. Nope. Sorry, if his trash can sets on fire, again, not going to cry a tear. Maybe I'll do a little dance in the background, but I won't tell nobody about it. But that's my thoughts.
I mean, it's quite clear as that. I mean, I really can't blame you on it, to be honest with you. But I mean, what were we going to say, Smitty? Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm still excited. I guess, and I completely understand and see. I mean, the dude's a piece of trash. The whole thing. I mean, there was recently a report that came out that said that they found no widespread wrongdoing. It was an internal investigation. It was a freaking kangaroo court, is what it is. And how
can you not find like any of that?
It's just a slap in the face. Even, I mean, it's so egregious. It's ridiculous, and it is absolutely heartbreaking. And this is what I was saying before too. I don't know, because I know, and I'm not going to pretend to know the inner workings of the contract or whatever. But sometimes with bigger mergers and stuff like that, like, you can't make any kind of like major moves or major changes before or while these contract negotiation things are happening. So that's what I was thinking. Maybe that's why they were forced into having to do that. because of a contractual thing, and basically when Microsoft takes over, the dude's going to be done. There's no way Microsoft does not get a hold of them and not immediately that dude is not, you know what I mean? Like, not only that, but again, I would love to see, because we talk about a lot of this stuff, and there's a lot of these instances, but it's like, where are the criminal charges here? Because of what's happening, it is illegal stuff is happening. So like, we talk about the things, there's an outrage, but where is the actual justice? Where are the punitive damages and punitive consequences from this stuff? I couldn't just do this. You guys couldn't just do something like this and get away with it without being locked up in jail for a very long time. I don't give a shit how powerful you are. The stuff is out there. The information is out there. There needs to be real investigations into what has happened and what is going on. And I don't know. Like, again, this is one that I just kind of, I'm sitting and waiting, and it is, I understand why somebody's like, you know what, I'm good on that. I'm not going to do it. For me, I'm able to have, I guess, a bit of separation from that. And I like to think in terms of the people that had nothing to do with any of this stuff, and the work that they put in and stuff like that. You know, it's free to play. I respect both ways, and I get, you know what I mean? It's like, I understand. Like, I'm not saying somebody should or shouldn't one way or the other. I believe everybody has and is entitled to believe and feel in what they want, unless it's just like outwardly just like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not about that at all.
And I totally understand that.
I'm saying that overall, like, how this, like, the whole situation was all on his watch, for instance.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you may not be able to fire him if because of the merger or whatever, but like a change like that to cause, because you can't say that this whole situation cost that company money. It definitely cost them prestige, because like a lot of people was going to drop because of that level, because of like, the work environment that came out from it. But I think that overall, like, to say that you're going to give the keys back, even though it's a temporary key, back to the person that really set all this in motion is insane to me, is what I'm saying. Right. It's like, you would think, like, you know what? Let him have a seat on the board. Nothing we can do about that. Let him have the CEO title. Can't do anything about that. What you can do is totally isolate him to a point where he can't put any more kind of levels to feel like, oh, he's the dude. You could say that he is not the face of Activision Blizzard. You could easily have said that. They could have easily have said, okay, we're not firing him. He's still a board member, but he's still going to be there until the last days of Activision Blizzard before they get bought out by Microsoft. Second in command, or let's put a figurehead. Let's put this freaking stuffed deer head. I don't fucking care. But to that point, to still say that this is the path that they decided to go with, to say, oh well, it's only a year. I mean, don't worry about this.
They could have voted him off.
Well, they wouldn't do that, because because remember the time when all this happened, the board was on his side, because they've given him so much money throughout the past 20 years. There's no way that would have happened realistically, and that's fine. It is what it is at that point. There's nothing you could do over there. But what this is telling me is that they don't give a damn about what the fuck happened with the person that killed herself. Allegedly killed herself because of the culture, because we can't say that it was or if it wasn't yet until it goes through that process, and also just in general the whole process itself of like the environment itself that was given. But the fact that it was under his watch should have been enough. Should have been enough to say, you know what, we don't have it. Thank you for giving us the billions and billions of dollars to this company, but we found the way that you did it is not the way that we should be up against. And we kind of want, we'll still give you a seat, but you cannot be the face of Activision Blizzard. Simple as that. I don't see how, like, even looking at it at a legal, at the point, the only reason why he's staying is so he gets his bonus, which is I definitely, can't blame him on that. But at the same time, now because I know that he's not going to do it, I'll be on the same boat with Lex. I would not buy a cent of anything Activision Blizzard until he's off completely.
Okay, so let me ask.
Like off completely.
So let me ask then. So Overwatch 2 PvP is free to play.
Mm-hmm.
Does that then mean so you just won't play it, or you're saying that you will not contribute financially
both
to the company?
For
so
me,
you
for
won't
that,
even play it.
I will not even play it. It's gonna be easier for me because I'm not a big fan of Overwatch already as it is. So it's not like I'm losing a lot.
You were already not going to play that shit. That question was not directed towards you.
Oh, sorry.
No, I won't. And here's another, like, just a thought bubble.
So you will never play it ever?
If I do, it'll be offline. I won't. It'll be like, me and you and Dust, and it's just like a small little team of us that we know. I'll be like zeroed out online. No one will know that I'm there except for my teammates, and I'll play it offline. But maybe not even that, if I'm honest. Because here's another thought. As a female, and I've talked to Smitty about this, Davis, I'm sure you've overheard the conversations. The things that have been said to me from mutual friends of us, right? The interactions that I've had with them versus the interactions they've had with you or while I'm around are so different. And if people who I consider friends can be scumbaggy when the doors are closed, what was it like working in that environment? Right? Because we know about a lot of stuff. I'm sure there's so much more we don't know about. You know what I mean? And it just, from that perspective, I can't. I've had people
what's funny?
I can't do it.
Yeah.
So you will never play the game?
Well, I don't think it was never. I think it's more like she's saying like she wouldn't do it.
I'm waiting till the merger, and then I'll think about it.
I think that's my point, though. What's the difference? Other than the person leaving, what is the difference from playing now and playing then? Just because that one person and they're not financially contributing to them, you know what I mean? In any kind of way, which I completely understand. I don't understand what the difference is there, because like nothing's changed really other than that one person. And to me also, it wasn't just one person that was doing this. He was at the top of the chain, but there's a whole bunch of other people too.
No, and I'm not,
And I'm not. But the differences with those folks are not there anymore.
They're not.
Right.
They were taken immediately off on this stuff.
Right.
So theoretically, in that sense, in the sense of the motion, that the level of just doing that is just probably the solidarity of just not doing it to support himself. But at the same time, though, it's not. But if she's still willing to play the game, she's going to play the game. But to give money into the pockets of but if you're going to give money into the pockets of the one person that set this all up apart,
right?
Exactly.
I mean, you might as well just wait. You might as well just wait.
And I completely understand that.
And yes, he's on the board now, right? He's on the board, and a lot of the people that were involved in this are now gone. Great. Once I am, made aware in however shape, matter, or form via my own research that there has been a shift in that work environment, I'm not really interested. Does that make sense? Like, it's not necessarily just him. Yes, he's on the board. I'm not happy with it, but I don't know. Will I play it? I'm kind of up in the air. I don't, honestly, right now, I don't care. I love playing horror games. I'm having fun. It's kind of like the same thing. Like, hey, would you play with that dude that said that one thing to you before that you thought you were friends with? No. Even if they're in the chat right now, I wouldn't. So, it is what it is. I'm not going to degrade myself to play something. Or be talked to that way. I respect myself too much. I'm not in a work environment where I have to keep my mouth shut anymore. I don't have to, and I don't think they should have to either. So until things change, I'm just going to kind of take a little step back. You know what I'm saying? I'll reevaluate in October.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of different kinds of games too that would also fill in that void of wanting to kind of be the hype of, I guess, let's put quote, the hype of Overwatch 2 that's coming, because I don't think Overwatch 2's hype is nowhere near to the level of the first one was because of all of this that came out. So I don't know if it's going to be a must play, even though the beta weekend was huge for it. I don't think that it's like to say, is it going to replace everything that's going to be playing on like, the other games out during that time? Who knows? I don't think so. I mean, but it's hard to say because like you don't know what to expect. But all I know that I could expect this. My profound hatred for this one man is not going to make me play.
You were going to pretend to hit the camera with that object. I was like, oh, crazy.
Yeah, my profound hatred for this one man because of like all the shit that went down, and yet he still is keeping a job of power is like not going is not going to make me ever play another Activision Blizzard. Like the big game for me for Blizzard, Diablo 4. I mean, like for me, by all means, it's Diablo 4. I don't like, and that's turning me off to play that. Even that's turning me off to wanting to try that game. And that is a damn shame because I've been wanting to play a Diablo forever. A new Diablo forever since 3 came out like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. So yeah, I mean, like this is a deal breaker for me. I mean, I could easily say no until I could easily, because I think I'm going to take one a step higher than what even with Lex. Like when that board is gone, completely that board is gone, because I think that board itself was really the only thing that was what really kind of showed me that these people really was caring more for profit than responsibility of a clean, natural, nice work environment. So that's definitely going to be till when Microsoft picks it up. So until I touch that up. So yeah. I mean, I know you, Smitty, you're probably going to be there day one, right? And there's no judging.
I absolutely am, dude. I absolutely am, because I love Overwatch, and
I get it. So do I, man. That's what
I
sucks.
know, and yeah,
it's like I lost a kid.
And I totally get that too. I'm very much in the same boat too. I'm not gonna lie in his pockets with any money until that dude and like you're saying, Davis, the board in general is just, I mean, that's just all that thing needs to be completely stripped clean,
completely gone.
Keep the good that's in there, get rid of all the bad. Microsoft doesn't need it. I believe that's what they're gonna do. I feel like, I feel like Microsoft is really coming in and cleaning up some of the muck that's been happening. Look at Bethesda and Todd Howard and you know what I mean, and all that stuff, because that's exactly what they needed, because they've just been going down this toxic, disgusting path and just trashing all over their fans and the people that actually in the communities. It's this weird thing. We've been talking about it. The business world is creeping more and more into the gaming world. And you're really seeing, again, like I was talking about before, we were talking about the NFT game and things like that. You've got more of this business world trying to encroach on this. And I feel as a culture, as a community, as gamers, if it ain't legit, dude, people are like, nah, son. Son.
So that's good. All right. So as I always like to do at the end of every time I bring back Activision Blizzard, and with Bobby Kotick, we'll conclude this one as a giant fuck Bobby Kotick situation. So anyways, Smitty, what is your topic for today?
Yeah, I wanted to throw down on this. I saw that there was a video from this streamer called Loco. Basically on Twitch, testing out some new UI features within their browse page and stuff like that. And it seems to be geared a little more towards just smaller streamers and just better accessibility into being able to see, and when you are browsing and viewing, you could pop up a little window, you can see chat, you can chat if you want to, you can join. So it's good to see that Twitch is responding a little bit, and we're seeing some things that they're testing out on the back end. I feel like that at least shows that they see that there's an issue, and it's definitely for them to be addressing it and stuff like that too. Excuse me. I feel like there's enough there for, that people have been saying and things like that, okay, they're going to go ahead and do something. I know it's been kind of, the responses have been here and there. I think it's cool. especially for like being able to browse. If I were just to go and browse somebody's or use a browse page and be like to be able to actually be in chat and in somebody's stream without being in it and having to make that commitment, I feel is huge. There's also talks about, and I don't know if this is going to be final product version wise or what, but they were talking about how there was no ads that were being shown as well. So, one of the first things when you jump in somebody's stream, especially if it's your first time, you're going to get tossed like who knows between 3 to 5 ads right out the gate. Which is it's such a terrible user experience.
Oh my God, dude. I'm sorry to cut you off there for a minute.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, but like it is so annoying. You know what's more annoying is like when you're going on people that like I know Doc Limitless is here and stuff, and Zuzu and stuff of them are here. But like when you're on a stream and then you're streaming, you're watching, you're vibing, and then all of a sudden it just cuts out to a 4 commercial break.
Yeah.
And then people that are like full partnered, oh my, it's 8 commercials. And I'm like, right. If you're not sub to them, it's an 8 commercial break, and it's not like once. It's multiple times throughout your stream, and it's like, and I understand Amazon needs to get some of that money, but dear Lord, dude, seriously, like, are you freaking kidding me? Okay, but I'm sorry to cut you off there.
They even changed that stuff too, like the ad revenue. If you run like 3 minutes, there's now incentives. If you have like 56 hours in a month and you run X amount or like 3 minutes of ads like within a certain period or something like that, then they're now offering these incentive bonuses as well, which it's great. Like at this point in time, it's like I don't even know what the incentive of being a partner is, because I feel like you're incentivized more as an affiliate than you would be, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how they're doing their math and stuff like that. It's really weird how it goes. But like, I just feel like Twitch, I mean, at least this is something that they're trying to address discoverability wise. I mean, that's where YouTube, I feel, has way more of an advantage of being able to get in front of eyeball. I mean, shoot, even TikTok, I feel like it's a better chance of going viral or creating content that you're going to be able to reach all kinds of different people. Whereas Twitch, you're almost isolated in this box. You have to, grow organically from meeting people, going to other people's streams, being in communities, doing this, doing that. It's just really hard to that's why, like, and very much how I feel is like, I don't feel like the, return in time or return of investment is worth to be live on stream, where you could take that time and either create other content for other platforms and gain more people and more viewers that way, as opposed to being live for 48 hours, 4 to 8 hours or something, whatever the case may be. The time's not well spent being maybe on
trying
Twitch.
To force them to get to sub for your channel or something. I don't know, but I guess to the point is that they're trying to change the algorithm so they can introduce new people. You know what? The reason why I kind of feel like they kind of put themselves in a hole this way is that the people that they've been pushing, Dr. Disrespect back in the day, Tim the Tap Man, like all the big streamers, like now like a big name is like OTK with Amaru, no, not Amaranth, Amaru, and stuff like that. Like the whole crew of them, S-Fan, all those people, like it's a big stack, because like streaming in general has gone down quite as a whole. So now I think that they don't have like a face to put. Like, I mean, Ninja's basically been dead for like a good couple of a year or 2 years now. No one cares about his fire, like how he basically brought
a crazy fire in Twitch, dude. It's fleeting.
Yeah, it's probably because so I think that their grasp on being like the number one streaming platform is definitely dwindling comparatively to it. But then again, one can argue it's that as a whole, because since things are kind of getting back to normal, people are not going to be sitting there watching the stuff as long as as long as what they were once doing a year ago and stuff like that. But I think that with this thing, they're trying to find the next best thing for the next best generation of people that'll be like, oh, what is the next thing that'll be marketable and stuff so there's so many different kinds of situations of what they can go with this kind of deal. But I just think that the way that they're just saying we're going to force ads to everybody on the platform like this, unless you have a subscriber, there's no kind of bias, there's no kind of switch to it. Because remember, until they decided to do that, picture in picture was not even given for affiliate owners and stuff. But it's just so intrusive, like the way that you just basically introduced like streaming to your community. Like, let's say a person who doesn't really freaking care about like the fame and all that stuff, or something, just there to be a very niche streamer of playing, let's say, RPGs or really weird games that are not really truly popular, but they definitely have like a niche to it, like a good foothold towards it. Like those kind of people, when you decide to just say it's a chill stream and you're there vibing and stuff, then all of a sudden you get 4 to 8 commercials in the middle of it. It just really irritates. It's irritating. Or what's worse, you do the 4 to 8 commercials, then you refresh your screen, and then you do another 4 to 8 commercials after that. It's just so freaking. It's so freaking weird on how are they doing that, how they're doing this into it. And I think that's what makes it very very, I don't even know what the word is to really describe it. Because it's like, I can understand if you're a TV personality, and I can understand if you're like a movie kind of thing, that's the kind that's what to expect on this. But in this, these are just people just wanting to, these are just regular people wanting to do certain things. And there's some people that have that ideal to market themselves toward it. But there's a lot of more people that do not, or nor do they care. So I don't know, man. It's just like, that's where I'm kind of get kind of frustrated with this platform sometimes. And what's unfortunate is that this is the biggest platform where you have the most reach for the most viewers and stuff. When sometimes I really wish there was more options, So what about you, Lex? What do you think?
So, I mean, I've turned my ads off completely. I don't stream for profit. That's not what I'm there
that doesn't even matter anymore. That does not matter anymore.
They still pop up, and I hate it. I wish it wouldn't. I don't really feel like there's a reason to push for partner anymore, but also, I mean, for me in general, like if someone subs to me, like I'm eternally grateful. You absolutely do not have to. I'm disabled, but I don't collect disability. That's what I'm working through in therapy at the moment. Leave me alone. But I stream because I like it. I'm passionate about it, and I enjoy playing games with people. If I rely on that to make an income at the end of the day, I'm gonna get burned out. Do you know what I mean? Um, I would also feel like at this time I'm grieving. I would absolutely feel like, well, if I don't stream, I'm going to miss out on potential new. No, I don't want to worry about that. I want to jump on and play with my friends and play horror games and enjoy it with people who also enjoy it as much as I do. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what I'm about. I hate the ads. It pisses me off. Go away. I've turned them off. It doesn't matter. But it's like I always feel bad. I always apologize to people. Like, I'm so sorry. I've literally turned them off. There's nothing I can do about it. And again, if someone subs to me, that's great. That's awesome. Thank you so much. You gave my pets some treats extra that month. But it's just frustrating because when I originally started streaming, I did want to be a partner, but I always felt icky about like, oh, if you sub to me, I do this. I'm not a dancing monkey. I'm not a dancing monkey. I will absolutely give you a sound effect, after a certain amount of subs and this and that. And like, that's my way to say thank you. Once I get like my shirts printed up and stuff like that, like I'm going to send them out to people who have subbed to me for a year out of my own pocket because I'm thankful for that. But I've made more friends than I ever have that are more real than some of the friends that I have in real life, if that makes sense. I've made more connections through streaming and met some really amazing people than I think I would have ever. I've also grown as a human, and I don't care for it. I wish they would get rid of it. It pisses me off. But this is the only platform to really do that on, unfortunately. Like,
Yeah.
we've lost our options as a consumer and a creator to move elsewhere, and it just kind of stinks. And
See, but I don't know if I believe that though. I mean, I think you can move to a different platform on it. You just have to do a lot more, even more work to get it to be,
It's
to get
just
where you want to
different.
get it at.
It's
Exactly.
it's just different in different ways of reaching, the audience, and you know what I mean, like stuff like that. But like, I think it you don't have to have that. Like, the thing, like, from a like marketing and sales point, like, it's almost like, because who does this really well is Google, and how they serve ads, and they use different third parties, so they're not like, hey, this person's within the demographic, this person meets this profile, but they've also seen this ad 4 times, or they've run this, an ad has run this amount of times. Let's not bombard people with ads. And it's like they've created their own system that is working terribly. In terms of that, they have a very small pool of ads, and they run them. So, it's a lot. And what I mean? Consumers are going to get fatigued. People don't want to do that. I don't want it to interrupt something that I'm already doing or whatever, because it's no longer, and I get it. Cause I mean, it's the same thing as watching a TV show using cable, and then the commercial comes up. You know what I mean? It is technically the same thing. I can walk away. I can do other things or whatever. Nowadays, our mindset and how things work have changed a lot. And I feel like this is just something that Twitch has not had. They just are not. I don't know. Again, I don't want to speculate on how their inner workings work and stuff like that. But like, I know that there are better ways to be able to service ads to people, and they have gotten very in depth as far as how to be able to deliver ads, and with certain platforms, with certain third parties. It just seems like Twitch has their own thing, and they just haven't invested in a better ad delivery system to do it. So right now, we as the consumers are just like, this is ridiculous, and it's going to end up hurting their bottom line, because people don't want that. They just don't want that.
To be honest with you, if it was up to me, I would love to do this show on YouTube. I mean, I'm just going to say that out front, because the only reason why I do it is because the way we got the interactions, because we created a community here mixed with with y'all's communities here to kind of talk about just talk about this kind of stuff, which is really cool. But now to say that it's like now the YouTube side is a lot weaker than where I'm at on the Twitch side. But what sucks is that Twitch, I don't want to if I move the show back to YouTube, that means we're starting from scratch again, essentially, and then build that sucker up, normally, from the ground up. But I'm definitely fine in reserve to just keep it the way it is right now, or let alone if there was a way we could restream it without being in trouble with Twitch and their solidarity, their TOS, that they say about it has to be on the show.
Them having kind of dumbass exclusivity on content, it doesn't make sense. That is just
doesn't make a lick of sense.
Yeah, that is just like, no, we want to drive, and I get it. I mean, I understand why they're doing it. They want to drive people to their site, utilizing their thing, but this site is not built like that. It is not built for content after. It is built for live content. YouTube is built better for content after, things that are pre-produced, whatever. And it's just like they don't want to play. But like, again, it's only going to hurt them in the long run the longer they hold on to that antiquated business idea and business plan. I think it's inevitable that they go and open up. You already see it with partners leaving, and I'm not talking about like just like somebody had just gotten partnered. I'm talking about people that are getting thousands of people watching them. You know what I mean? Because I guarantee all kinds of other streaming services are going to be offering them better deals. That's what I said. Shroud and Ninja, they probably had some of the best deals. Not only did they leave Twitch, they got paid big bucks to go to Mixer. Mixer shut down like, I don't know, like 3, 4, 6 months later. And then they were able to go get a new contract. And they were able to get paid again. Like, that was like, holy shit. That was like, they made big bucks on that.
They got a windfall.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're like, yo, I'm good for a while.
I'll never see something like that again. Like nothing like that from Twitter on the like streaming wise or the community wise like that, which is fine. I mean, it's just like once more and more gets into it, then now it's interesting how much more advertising is so important on Twitch's platform. How like because you just see the level of advertising because like the ones that wasn't as invasive was the one was like when you're streaming and then it zooms out a little bit, then it has the Amazon Amazon bar. I was perfectly fine with that. But when they like decided to say, okay, time for a commercial break of like stupid bullshit that's coming out and stuff, I'm like, what is this, man? Like, yeah, it's so like it's so weird. You're listening to a music set, or you're listening to a DJ, and all of a sudden you hear this stuff in the background of like, oh, here's a movie that just came out and stuff like this. It's like, what is up with that? What is like that's not why you were on Twitch in the first place back in the days, and then now when you do that kind of stuff, it's like, ugh. You lose the experience. You lose that that chill moments of all this stuff and stuff. It's like they need to be like, yeah, I mean, like essentially, I totally agree. Like, I mean, to basically just say, hey guys, I'm gonna run a break while I get a drink. I'll be right back.
They need to bring back. They need to bring in a third party to be able to service ads in a more sensible way than what they're doing in a less intrusive way.
So intrusive. It's so wrong, man. It's just so bad. Like, and then towards it. So yeah, we'll see. As for their algorithm and stuff, I'll be like, okay, I'll see it till I believe it, because that's how it is with Twitch for me. I just don't give a fuck what they say, but rather with what they do. To be honest with you, so
I feel that.
Yeah.
Well, and like, here's the thing, like, even if you say, hey, I'm going to break, I'm going to take a quick pee break, I'm going to run an ad, they're still running ads without your permission anyways. And it's like, it's a catch-22. And I've done that in the past. It does work great. But unfortunately, if I get hit with a raid, they're all going to get an ad and I have nothing to do with it.
Right.
I turn them all off and it's like, you scumbags. Like,
I hate that. It's the worst going in on a raid and you're immediately smacked. Well, it's like, I don't even want to drop the raid call because I can't even see their reaction. What's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not fun for me.
Freaking stupid on the some of these decisions are just dumb, and I do apologize. I mean, towards some of those. I mean, the folks when they do get raided and stuff, it's like the raids have just lost its meaning completely because of that, in my opinion. But it's like, oh, you're trying to introduce a person with a new thing, but then you're gonna give them a commercial break just before they can do it. It's like, screw off, dude. Seriously, I am so glad that we don't depend on that. That's all. That's where I'm just to be straight personally forward with. But anyways, yep. Yeah, so we'll see if it fixes it. We'll see if it doesn't. If it does, either way, we'll find a different way to get that money. So all right, so I guess how much time we got? Okay, we got a little bit. So the next thing I was wanting to talk about was Overwatch. We're going to go back to Activision, Smitty. We're going to go back to Overwatch 2, because it was actually the fascinating point about Overwatch 2 that I found very interesting. And then I was trying to look it up to see if there's anything I could find for it. The big thing was, I want to know, like, okay, so Overwatch just got earlier this month, Overwatch was announced that they're going to Overwatch 2 is coming out in October. Yesterday they announced that when Overwatch 2 comes out, they're shutting down Overwatch 1 completely. So that means that
really?
So you will not be able to play Overwatch 1 anymore.
Okay.
When 2 comes out completely. So that means the 6v6 gameplay is going to be retired that way. So you're going to have to deal with the new 5v5, the new changes with some of the characters, the Nigerian nightmare, I like to call him, the one with the doom fist, and
Adam's
stuff.
favorite character, yeah.
Yeah, he's a tank now, rather than being like an attack damage dealer,
Right.
and stuff. So all that's permanent for the new thing. So as far as we know, the way Overwatch is going to work, the new Overwatch 2 is going to work. It's going to be working in a like a battle pass kind of freemium model kind of thing situation. So if you don't have the game originally, if you don't have Overwatch originally, you could buy the game for $40. It's gonna be $39.99. So it's going to be so for $39.99, you're gonna get all the characters, all the different kinds of stuff. Everything is up to date, and you also get like a special mode called they're going to start focusing more on battle passes and stuff like that. Now, the original game with the Overwatch 2 story mode is not going to be available immediately, so I don't know if that's going to cover the charge for the story mode whenever the PvE comes out. But if you already have the game, you don't have to pay anything. You will pay. You are going to be able to transfer you will be transferred automatically to Overwatch 2. But the battle pass stuff, you probably have to pay separately if you did want to do it itself. So I guess my thing is I have no idea how like what is their plan for this game. like I've never been lost in my mind on a game's like release before than this one. We knew like Outsider, we didn't understand why they didn't call themselves games as a service when it clearly was games as a service. They feel like we knew like what kind of game it was going to be. We knew what they were going to try to do and stuff, but we didn't know about like updates and stuff. Anthem was another one that's like was a question mark. But this game, I have no flipping idea how they're modeling this game. Is this game planning to go as a free to play model with just battle pass? Or are they going to go focus mostly on microtransactions with new characters? Like, how are they going to get their money on this game? I have no flipping idea, which is insane to me. So I don't know if it's a really cool choice on them wanting to shut down like a class like Overwatch 1 completely, the way that they're planning on doing it, because that means that you're forcing people to play your updated version of 2, I guess. But let's say theoretically there's going to be those people that are going to be like, oh, I don't like 2. I preferred 1 style a lot more. They it's like, too bad, so sad. You can't do it. It's like, here you go. You're stuck with it. I don't know if it's going to be something. Yeah. What's up?
So if you have Overwatch 1, you automatically get Overwatch 2 for free? Is that what you said?
Well, the battle mode of it.
Okay.
Because that's all it is.
Overwatch 2 is free to play. It is a free to play game. Overwatch 1, and if this is a surprise to you, it shouldn't be. Mm-hmm. Overwatch 1 will become obsolete. Okay. And literally they are going to, like, it will not exist anymore. I didn't know they were going to go that hard, that hardcore. But they are. So you have no choice but to Overwatch 2 will be the only one that exists. Again, the big thing for me, there's obviously the PvE side of this that we know is not going to be coming out. That's why they're calling this an early release, which is smart on their part. Because that will kind of shield them from any kind of criticism that is inevitable. They'll be able to hide behind that for a little bit. So PvP is going to be free to play. There is the battle pass thing. That's probably, I'm guessing, where they'll make their money is from the battle pass, very much Fortnite style. And then of course, I'm sure loot boxes is still going to be a thing, too. So they'll make their money from that. Hence why they're making this game should have been free to play, a while ago.
What Mbots is saying, like, I don't consider, but like what you're saying, I don't consider shutting down the same as moving people to Overwatch 2. Is it really moving to Overwatch 2? Because really what it is that basically, but like, dude, like I'm saying, like your modes are done. Like the modes that you played in Overwatch 1 is not going to be available in Overwatch 2.
Right. And here's the thing. Basically, the way they built Overwatch 1, they did not build it for what it became. So they could no longer, they were reaching limits in trying to do things that the community is saying, hey, I would like this. Why is this not a thing? Blah, 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 yada, yada. So they basically had to redo the infrastructure, and hence why we have an Overwatch 2. this will be that now game that will be built into from this infrastructure, but they had to restart. They could not do it in the infrastructure of Overwatch 1. They took the opportunity then to make some changes and do some things, making it 5v5 and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. I'm open-minded to it. I will always have the nostalgia. And what's sad is that you can't play Overwatch 1. Essentially is what they're saying. I don't know if there's going to be.
Yeah, you can't play
that.
Overwatch.
That's kind of.
Yeah, you cannot play what you play. Because think of it this way. 7 years ago when Overwatch was created, they weren't thinking about like saying, hey, okay, well, we're just going to play it because they didn't have the limitations. Because you know what you just described, Smitty, is exactly what a sequel does. It's supposed to enhance better enhance the original version to make it into something better because they have more technology to be able to do it. But the difference is you have a choice to do it. People will not like people who may not like the style of the new version can roll back and just say, hey, let me just stay with the old version. That's like if someone's playing playing a fighting game or a fighting game like Street Fighter 5 and then or Street Fighter 4 and then they play Street Fighter 5 and then Street Fighter 5 is saying, oh, since we have Street Fighter 5, we're shutting down all the game servers so you can't play it, you can't go back to 4 even though 4 style is completely different. And they're like, fuck that. Yeah,
and that's basically them saying we're not going to throw the money to continue supporting the servers for this. Like what they could do is like whatever this last state is or whatever the last state is before they move over and say we are no longer going to be building new states, or maybe even if they did support it for a couple months afterward and then said, all right, this is our stop date. I agree because people paid money for this game. You're trying to tell me you're just going to erase that? Can you go ahead and erase that back into my bank account? Because
yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I understand if you don't want to move, if you don't want the support, you could easily say this to the group because to me, like usually it's not like if Blizzard didn't have a track record of keeping old games the way they do. Like especially on BattleNet, because dude, like remember they were putting stuff for freaking StarCraft 1 on it until they remastered. Like so they can't say shit that they can't say that they can't do that they can't hold the servers on Overwatch 2 or Overwatch 1. Now, if you justify the move, if you see like the move or you see the traffic is like really really low on 1, I could understand that. But they are preemptively saying we are done with 1. We're going to be no one's going to be able to play the old modes that people fell in love with. Like let's say theoretically there was a mode that was in 1 but it's not in 2. We don't know what else is two's battle modes are going to be producing quite yet.
Well, that's the biggest thing. Well, already though they've shown number 1, we still have the PvE side. That's the biggest part. To me, the PvE side is where they have to be able to show that this is a sequel and not just a big ass DLC like folks in chat are saying. I agree with that 100%. So it's like I have big expectations. Like I want a full-fledged ass PvE. I want to know what that's all about and whatnot. Here's the other thing though. They're going to have a faster frequency on drops of heroes. Because that's the other thing. A game like this, you need way more heroes to be able to do things, especially if you're pigeonholing people into, well, you can't be the same character. You can't do that. It really limits what you can do and the kind of crazy things that people, like, I felt like they made really weird decisions when they were making them and making changes because base Overwatch is very different from what Overwatch is right now. And there was a lot of really cool things. There were some things absolutely that needed, it's like, all right, I can understand why they changed that. But some things, it was just like they were just trying to do it to make it and almost force it into this competitive esports field. And I think that was another problem with how they did this. I think when they developed the game, they did not have esports in mind, but then people were talking big bucks and money and this and that. And all of a sudden they try to force it to be an esports game, completely just abandoning community wise what we enjoyed as casual people or semi-casual people or whatever skill level you're at. You know what I mean? It became very much about the highest level of player and what they wanted, and everything else was just chopped liver. So
Doc Vanilla says Smitty and his mystery heroes. Yeah,
come on, baby. Who doesn't love some mystery heroes?
No.
I'm
sorry,
fun.
I just think that I think overall, I think it's a bad move for them to shut down, again, like shut down the choice, because you remember they've done that before. You remember, Warcraft 3, Warcraft 3 Reforged. You can't So if you had original Warcraft 3, it was automatically upgrade. Like I don't know if it was automatically upgraded or reforged, but you cannot go back to the original Warcraft 3, even though Reforged is a piece of crap comparatively to it. They forced you. They forced the person to play the updated version, even though you didn't want to. And I think that when they do that kind of thing, it's like, I think when they're not giving you the choice, because like if these people openly decided they did not want to play, they did not want Reforged, they wanted to play the original. Now you cannot do that. So like, I'm just saying that like when you have those kind of decisions being pushed and trying to justify, oh well, because since it's the upgraded version, it's going to be better. They don't really have a reason to have two and stuff. I think that's where I kind of have a problem. It's like it's like there's a reason why I don't want like maybe I don't want Overwatch 2 because of the decisions that you decided to choose, or maybe I like it because this is the style I like to play with this kind of deal towards it. But like still, it's like when you force a person into that one initial mode or whatever, then what's going to happen? What's going to happen off of it?
But I mean, if you think about it though, too, like what we're purchasing, are we really actually purchasing a game, or are we just purchasing a license to be able to play a game? You know what I'm saying? I know. Well, I know, but how do we not though? Because otherwise, how would they be able to justify doing something like that when somebody has paid money? You are now telling me I have paid money for a game that I can no longer play. I need to look at my ownership and rights in terms of that, the legal jargon and stuff, to be able to say, because I'm guessing, I'm just assuming that somewhere in all that text, it says we hold the right to be able to stop the service at any given time. You have gave us the money. You have signed away that right, and bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, that's why.
Can I really be mad?
That's why people are focused on me on wondering why I like getting physical copies.
Even with physical copy, though, you don't think? I mean, like if your shit's connected to the internet, you know what I mean? They could
stuff that are
do some things.
You have other choices, like for instance, for those kind of deals that shuts down servers, you have GOG services that allows you to get the like GOG is one of my favorite websites to go to, because you don't have to worry about stuff that's with drums and stuff like that. But in situations like that, I definitely understand what you're saying and where you're coming from on like, oh, they do have the choice to shut down the servers and and stuff. But yeah, but when you shut down the servers, that means you have to go in the plot. You have the choice to say, here, play the next game. What if I don't want to play the next game or itself? You still have a choice. Is where it comes down to.
I agree 100%.
So
Again, I'm just throwing out an alternative. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't mean that I agree with it at all.
Even though if the choice is shitty or not. Yeah, it's like, okay, here you go. To answer y'all's question, is the PvE campaign is not there at launch. PvE campaign is not there at launch. It's not going to come out till next year.
That's why they called it early access. Yo, they're covering their asses. That early access is like, look, we gonna give you some bitches. We gonna shut you the hell up. We gonna let you play this game, but we gonna call it early access. But you can throw some ducats for that extra skin and
for $40, and it's not even guaranteed that for $40 if that $40 is going to be for the PvE.
You have Overwatch 1 for 2 or 3 months.
I mean, I don't know. It's just like I don't like the decision. Yeah, I don't like the decision making on what they're kind of going with this itself. But then again, hence to be honest with you, I'm a little biased of like where it is Activision Blizzard. So whatever they're going to choose on it, it's not going to be a concern of mine, because I'm not going to be a part of that.
This game was coming out, dude. In all honesty, I did not think it had gotten to the point for me. I was like, there's no way that a part 2 comes out for this game. I just don't believe it.
Doc says early access is everyone's crack and go-to phrase. I hate. You know what's funny to me, Doc? When I hear that, like it's a love-hate relationship when you hear early access, because early access could be basically 3 months, could be basically 3 years. We don't know. like when these games when these come out. So like depending on the situation where they're at on production, I am not a fan of early access per se. There are exceptions. There are always caveats towards the rule, but for the most part, I feel like it's kind of weird paying a game that's incomplete, buying a game that's fully incomplete, and then waiting for it to come out, because by that time, when it's fully complete, there's so many other games that you could have played, so many other different kinds of things that you could easily forget. You'll easily forget about those.
And
kind
that's
of
why this being free to play, dude, is why it's going to work. It's going to be free to play. They're able to hide under the guise of early access. And then if you want to spend some ducats, you're free to spend some ducats. Go ahead. It's up to you. The choice is yours.
Yep. I totally agree. Yeah,
it's the smartest play that they could have done. I never thought it was going to happen. Obviously, there's stuff within the company that is absolutely fucking terrible that's going on and whatnot. That's why, again, I am very conflicted, but I have, I'm.
You punch, you roll with the punches, Smitty. I know how you are, so that's fine. You just try to justify the whole deal.
And again, I'm not trying to justify any way, one way or the other. I believe everybody, you know what I mean. However somebody feels, I respect that myself personally. So like, I totally get that.
Oh, that's also a good point. I didn't even add that what Vegeta Black is saying. He's like, and then on top of that, they'll release a big edition of everything a year later too. Yeah, I hate that. That is one of the things that like really gets. It's like, really, come on. Oh, it's like, yeah, here's early access 2023. That whole bull crap. You're totally right. Yeah. Anyways, it's okay, it's stupid. Okay. Folks, this was episode number 137 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. We will be back again next week at the same time. But if you did miss out on this episode, that is okay. We release it on all podcast services on every Monday morning at the beginning of each week. So there is absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices. Ooh. Too late, Smitty. You're too late. You're done.
Hello.
No, dude, I looked at that and I fucked up. Like,
Oh man! But guys, thank you so much. We'll be back again next week. But in the meantime, if you wanted to check out some more awesome content, go check out our website, confreaksgeeks.com. We just did our release, our review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge, as well as our podcast episode of talking to the original Johnny Cage, Daniel Messina from Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2, which is freaking awesome. That dude is like, I was, to be honest with you, I am surprised on how much creative they gave him to do that game. It is amazing how much he put in on that game, in those games. So yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, you should definitely check it out. Really good interview. So guys, thank you for stopping by as always. So this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all, take it easy.
Bye.